bought them.
Yeah, just finished our fish extenders.
We didn't do them.
I know you didn't do them. You're not on the list.
I know. Dude, Pam would have killed me. She hates those things.
I know. So we bought extras for the thing we were doing, so we're like giving them to some people that we know, and I hope that doesn't like create controversy because like we got them for our fish extender group plus others, you know. So I hope like people don't feel left out. But like we weren't gonna make like 120 of these things, you know. So.
I know. I hear you.
But
hey, everybody. Oh, go ahead.
But I'm just saying we had a few extras, so we're like, well, we might as well like make something because we had it, you know. So
you guys did you have like a sweatshop going like in there, like where you had like a
the sweatshop is Elizabeth.
That's what Pam Forrester says. She has like a line, like lined up with everybody doing their roles.
So don't spoil it, Mike. But you kind of have seen it. Remember the thing I showed you? That's what we ended up doing was that. So.
Oh, dude, that is so cool. So cool.
We got one for you too. We made one. We made one for your family.
Yes, you're the best. We should have made stuff, but Pam's actually working right now. She's been in my nephew's closet for 7 hours today. Dang. Working in the closet, like helping to put in things. I haven't seen her since this morning. So anyway, hey everybody. Hey Ashley. Hello. Happy Sunday. Katie, we'll see you next week. Oh yeah. We're almost there. Hello to Andrea. Hello guys. Question mark.
It
worries
Hello?
me.
Hello. I think that was probably supposed to be an exclamation point, but
maybe.
I don't know.
See, I have Riley back, so it's always like
hello.
Man.
There it is with the exclamation part.
There it was. Yeah.
Can you hear Oliver? Man, he like the girls just left, and like he's barking up a storm down there.
Oh, really? I heard him a little bit. Now you said that. Riley's here now though too, so she's upstairs.
My neighbor must be out or something. I don't know. I lost my headphones.
Francois in the house. Andrew's here. Oh, I need to hit the tweet. Tweet. We're gonna need some calls and we need some news actually, because there's not much except for Genie Plus changing a little bit, but not much. And I don't know much about it. It's hot here.
Yeah, it's like almost 90 today.
Oh man, it was 95. My toolbar says 93. It said 95 a minute ago. It's smoking. Because we left Chicago yesterday. We left at like 4 in the evening. We got home at 9. Man, we got out of the car here. I mean, it was obviously dark and it felt so hot here compared to Chicago. Chicago felt so good. Oh, just the difference. Chicago's nice.
Hello, dude. I love Chicago. Oh man,
I was ready to get out of the city though. After
I love the city. I could just live there, man.
Everybody's honking. Everybody's honking.
I love that sound.
There's like an ambulance going down Michigan all the time, and it just echoes. Well, I had a migraine headache, so that didn't help.
That doesn't help.
It's so loud, and we had to go to like the Lululemon. We had to go all the girls' stores, like Sephora, and like we had Riley, so like I had to stand outside at all these places. So like we just go to a store, I'd stand outside. Go to a store, I'd stand outside. I mean, it's fine because I like Riley, but like we went and get the pizza, stood outside. Then we got the pizza.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't like try to eat there or something.
We had Riley, couldn't. No. So we just got it. We ate right on that river walk. We got a little table on that river walk right outside our hotel because we stayed on the river walk. Ooh, 12 miles and 91%.
Yeah, it looked like you were close to the hotel. I like that Lowe's hotel there, and it looked like you were pretty.
Oh yeah.
It looked like you were really close from it.
Yeah. Here, I'll show you.
And I looked at the photo. You took my favorite building down there, the one that has like the wind tunnel, like on the 105th floor. Like I love that building.
Yeah, so here's the view outside of our window. So that's the Lowe's pool.
Yep. I love that hotel.
That was out our window.
Yeah.
So we were across the street.
Yeah, I looked you up a couple times to see where you were. And I was like, for a second, I thought you were at the Lowe's because I could see the NBC building, which is like right there, and then the Museum of Ice Cream was right there. I'm surprised you didn't actually go do that.
We had Riley again. Dude, we were limited to what we could do. We were totally limited because we were babysitting, but it was fine. It was good. All right, let's do a show. So we're gonna need some calls. Hello, Jennifer. Jennifer can attest that it is smoking hot right now. She's down the street, and of course, my Target order is now ready. Now that I'm live on the air,
I've made some Target. I've been to Target twice today.
It's 4 cases of Coke Zero and a box of, and a thing of Tums. So the Tums are for the cruise.
Mine are Disney gift cards.
Is it? Nice.
I gotta start stocking up.
I gotta have Tums because when you eat on a cruise and at Disney, dude, gotta have the Tums in the toiletries bag just in case. Heartburn.
We could talk about that. Like, man, now we're actually there, Mike.
Oh, yeah,
we really need to start packing.
That's a good idea. It's a good topic. What not to forget.
I have a story about something I need to get immediately, and I'm not happy about it. So I can tell that.
We'll talk about Don. I thought Don was at Disneyland. I knew it was coming close because of that play at DCA. We'll talk. Okay.
Oh, Mr. Rogers, yeah.
Mr.
Rogers, not Mr. Rogers. Steve Rogers comes down. He takes off his shoes. He's sitting on the couch. And he gets his shield out.
Gonna go to what was that? Fantasyland, or what was that place called? Or the little trolley went the little trolley took them to. There's like a little train.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, I got you.
Or something.
I was thinking Marvel still, and I was like,
no, I was thinking of Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Well, the phone line isn't open yet, but the call should actually go through. But okay, here we go, and we'll put the link.
He has a chat with Loki.
Yeah, I don't know how this all works. Okay, we got to start. It's way after the time. Here we go. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the BOGP Open Line for Sunday night, June 25th, 2023. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com. And, of course, one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Sunday to you, or happy Thursday for checking us out on the feed, which if you are, I'm super excited. I'm about 48 hours away from heading down to Walt Disney World and hanging out at Coronado Springs Hotel before setting up residence with over 100 of our friends on the Disney Wish. And speaking of our friends, my buddy that I'll be hanging out with for the next week or more, actually, Scotty G. We're going to have a great time. Scott, what's going on? How are things up in Michigan? I hear it's a little bit wet today.
Dude, it's been over 4 months, not 4 months, that'd be a long time, 4 weeks since I have mowed our yard, and because it's been so dry. Like, and so a little TMI here, but like my yard is kind of like not the best. Like, we built this house, the house is gorgeous, the lot was nice, but the landscaping company, I sort of just threw grass seed on dirt. There's like no topsoil or anything. So it's been on my list. Like, one of these springs, we're just going to gut it and do it. It just, other expenses came up this year, so this wasn't the year for that. So I just let it, I don't worry about watering it, right? Because like, I don't like the lawn. I'm not going to water it. And we haven't had any rain. But my neighbors, Mike, do you ever run into this? My neighbors on both sides water their lawn constantly. So like, you got this nice green lush grass over here. What looks like a dirt pile almost, and then another nice neighbor with the green. Like, thank goodness we got some rain though, so I can catch up to them a little bit.
The worst thing you can have is a retired guy living next to you.
Of course, right?
With a riding lawnmower, right? Because that dude, he cuts it like Candlestick Park, like he has a pattern, because he has nothing to do on Thursdays. Right. Like, that's his day, and he cuts sometimes he puts an arch in it. Like he should work at Busch Stadium. Like, that's all he has to do. And he puts the rest of us to shame. The guy across the street's retired. Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
What was the best at our old house? I would live like 4 blocks from my parents, and my dad's been retired since I was like in high school. He would just walk over and just do the yard like 2 times a week while I was at work. Man, it was a thing of beauty, but missed those days a little bit.
Yeah, we moved in. They gave us the like after about 3 months, they gave us the number to the people who they come around like 4 or 5 times a year and drop fertilizer and stuff. So we got the picture. So like, we have a guy that does this. So we're like, that wasn't really an option. Now we figured like we have to do this. So
yeah,
our yard actually.
So Jennifer in your neck of the woods there in St. Louis wants to go to AstroTurf. So do I. Like, it worked for Mike Brady and the Brady Bunch, right? Let's get the AstroTurf lawn going here.
I mean, turf toe is a small price to pay for, not having to cut your grass. I'm saying that's what you got to do. Okay. So anyway, we're here to talk Disney. Scott had a great topic because we are 1 week away from the Be Our Guest podcast cruise. As we record this show, we all down in Walt Disney World, getting ready to get on the Disney cruise on the Disney Wish here shortly. So packing is imminent. We're getting ready to go. So we have a few topics here that kind of anybody can jump in on. And the phone lines, of course, are going to be 407-413-9395, 407-413-9395, or you can join us with the the video link, which I'm pasting right now into the chat. So if you want to get in on that, come on in there too. And you can just hop right in with us. But we're going to talk about what are those things that you might not think to pack. Like I just talked about, I did my Target, I call it my mobile order, but whatever your drive up order, whatever that's called, where you just go park in the spot, hit the button, they bring it out to you. I never go in Target anymore. I just go up there, get my stuff. Why go in? They bring it to you. It's free. So I got my Coke Zeros, of course, and I got my Tums. No. And I don't know why that just happened, but I got my Tums because that's one of those things that, you know, if you're on a cruise ship, you might need them and it's good to have. So I was thinking, I got to have those. So, because I forgot them last time. Okay, you're getting on my nerves. Let's turn this off. I don't even know why that's doing that.
Your story's having fun. But yeah, so I was thinking about this. It's not even just for the cruise, it's for any vacation, right? Like any big trip you have, whether it's Walt Disney World or whatnot, like about a week before, you really start thinking, what are those things I need? Like, what do I need to get in the Amazon cart and try to get in the next 2 to 3 days, right? Because I got to have this to pack. And one thing for me, Mike, I was telling you, like I had a little story that I freaked out about. So our last trip that we flew was to Washington, D.C. in April. And that was an all-day thing, right? We went to the National Zoo. We saw some monuments. We had some lunch and dinners. We weren't like in the hotel. So I ran out of juice that day. So I had my external battery with me, as I always do. Emily was running low, so I gave it to her. And I think she used it on the plane. And that's the last time I ever saw it, Mike. Like, I don't know. And I'm not going to blame Emily. Like, it very well as me. I mean, as you know, famously, I left my phone on a plane once after after I left. So it was probably me. So now I'm like, man, I got to get that external charger. And what bums me out, the one I had was this Anchor that had the built-in lightning cable, which is perfect for me because I hated like bringing another cable with me. I didn't need to charge more than one phone at a time usually. So it worked out perfect. It was like thin and slim and it had the lightning cable. And I can't find any Anchor external batteries that have that anymore. I think they discontinued them, Mike, and I lost it on a plane. It's so frustrating.
Oh, Anchor stuff, and Katie says this in the chat, Anchor stuff is awesome. Like it's high quality and it's decent price. And yeah, I have tons of, anytime an external battery goes on sale, having a teen daughter, like I have so many of them because I give them to her and she gets them for stocking stuffers and stuff. Because the thing is, this is just an aside. She has probably 2 or 3 external batteries, never recharges them. You know what I'm saying? Like she'll take them, but she doesn't recharge those. So she'll leave the house like, oh, well, take your external battery. It's not charged. Well, you got it. Yeah. That's just another battle. So in the hotel room though, I am the official at night. I put everybody's, not only to make sure everybody's devices are charging, but everybody's external things are charging, which can be a challenge on a cruise line because you don't have as many outlets and you can't bring power strips. They don't let you do that.
Yeah. We don't go as crazy into you, like, cause I'm the only one that has one, and I just kind of cover it for all 3 of us. Heck, Liz can go a whole like 2 days without needing a charge. Like she's unbelievable with her phone for whatever reason.
Crazy.
Yeah, she's just never on it. So I'm like the guy for that. But I think I'm just gonna, because I had this like travel bag. You're probably the same way, right? You got everything like in your electronics bag, kind of like with your chargers.
Totally.
And I've been pretty good about making that just my travel one, but sometimes I'll steal a lightning cable now and then to have in the house. So I'm gonna make my official travel like external batteries, all the chargers and cables into one bag, and I'm never going to touch it unless if I'm on vacation. That's going to be the new rule so that it's always ready to go. That's
a good tip. All right, we have our first call. I believe it's from the 317. I think that's Indy, as I recall. We got the 314 here in St. Louis. I think 317's out east. Is that correct? Hey, who's joining us?
Hey, Mike, this is Alexa. Yes, I was from Indy, but now I'm from Houston.
That's right. Okay, well, let's see. I recognize the area code, but you're down in Houston. I bet it's hotter there than it is here. And you've been here too.
So bad. I miss the St. Louis weather, honestly.
Oh, it's been nice until today. Today's just miserable. So, but you know.
Yeah. For July, and I was thinking all my plants down here are going to die if nobody waters them.
It's not good. So what's going on?
Yeah, well, this is great external battery talk because I'm going down for a solo trip in September. And I'm one of those people who thought I was pretty good at handling my phone battery, but it sounds like there may be some additional gadgets that I need because lately my phone has been dying in probably a day or less than a day. So I'm definitely going to take notes over this. So I appreciate that talk. But yeah, also excited to hear about packing lists for cruises because I've actually never been on a cruise, but with everything that I keep hearing about how awesome they are, I think I'm going to have to do that in the next couple of years or so. Yeah, it sounds really cool. So even any packing tips that anyone has for like a good solo trip would also be good.
That's good stuff.
But
Go ahead.
question that I had was, the question that I had was, so I'm going down in September, and thank you for all your help, Mike, with this trip as well as marathon weekend. But I have never been to Mickey's Not So Scary, and I would love to hear any tips because I know that y'all have those gone. And I know it kind of changes every year, and I'm kind of thinking about what has happened, during COVID and when they brought back the different modified versions. So now that it's back to the original version, any advice or tips on like what to do would be really awesome. It's just going to be me.
All right. We appreciate the topic idea. We could talk about solo stuff to, bring if you're on solo or cruises. So we'll talk about that. And I'm going to turn this one over to Scotty G because he's the master of the hard ticket event, especially Mickey's Not So Scary. So Alexa, appreciate the call.
Yeah. Yeah, so Alexa, I'm excited.
Oh, no, I just did it to myself. I know my devices are going off. I said it. Oh, hang tight. Let Scott talk to you. Go ahead,
yeah,
Scott.
I thought you were being smart there for a second there, Mike, by not saying her name. But I love the Not So Scary party. I love all the hard ticket parties. But one of my tips, Mike, and I think you agree with me on this, is like go for the second parade. You got to see the Boo-to-You parade. It's like the best parade, even though I'll argue that the Christmas one is better in my opinion. But I love the Boo-to-You as well. But I like that second parade. And I like watching it in Frontierland because there's just something about Frontierland that brings like, it seems like it's spookier or something, like more themed, I think, to like to the parade, really. Like
back by the shooting arcade.
Yes. Yep. Right there. But the problem with that too is like you take a gamble, right? So I always recommend look at the weather, look at the forecast, because if rain is looking like it's going to happen like later in the evening, then don't take that chance and miss the first parade. Like make sure you watch the first parade if the forecast is going to look shaky. And then if it works out that they run the second one, maybe you can watch it twice because it is such an awesome parade. But definitely, like I love watching the second parade. It's less crowded, and especially if you're in Frontierland by the arcade, the shooting arcade, as you were saying there, Mike.
Yeah, and I would make sure you trick or treat too. I mean, because you don't get to do that ever as an adult, and it is not. There's no kind of shame to the game. If you're an adult trick or treating around there, go around, get the candy. It is so much fun. You never get to do that in the real world. And you can snack on it through the party and just, oh man, the atmosphere of the whole, that makes you ride the Haunted Mansion too. It's kind of like, you don't have to do all the attractions, but Haunted Mansion during the party is awesome.
That's super awesome to hear. The only time I've ridden Haunted Mansion, maybe like the couple times I've ridden it, it's broken down in the same place. So I feel like it may be a me thing, but maybe this time it'll work.
Well, then I'm giving another tip. Everybody get in front of Alexa if you're at the party so that you don't get broken down. So make sure you're in front of her in line.
Yeah.
There, yeah.
But one thing I like to say though, Alexa, though, is because it sounds like you go quite a bit, right? So you got to kind of set your priorities because a lot of people will target this as, oh, I'm going to do the attractions because they're going to be shorter lines. Where me and Mike, on the other hand, are like, I want to do all the extra things. That's what I'm paying for because I can do all those other attractions at other days. So outside of like the Haunted Mansion, or if they're doing like any special overlays, like I've been there where Space Mountain has like had an overlay for the Halloween party, or Pirates has done that. I tried to just do the extra events like the trick-or-treating, like Mike said, or walking around, like interacting with like special characters, things like that. And the fireworks too, especially. That's a great show too. So try to do those extra things that you can't do during a normal day.
Yeah. No, that sounds great. One other question that I just thought of. I know that in the Christmas party, they do like different select like treats that are special. My family, whenever we go, we're pretty much like sit down restaurant people. We don't snack a whole lot. Are there special snacks at the Halloween party as well, or is that just a Christmas party thing?
Yeah, they'll have stuff like, themed kind of like caramel apples, Rice Krispie treats. I mean, if you're kind of talking that kind of stuff, they'll have the probably stuff to the Sanderson sisters.
Yeah. My favorite was last year. They had this cake that looked like corn on the cob with like butter on it. Like it was like, it looked like you had this thing of like sweet corn, and then you bit into it and it was like this great white cake. It was unbelievable. So like they'll have like fun little things like that, like splashed around the park for purchase though.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you all so much. I'm looking forward to it. Now that, I'll have one special event down, I feel like it's just a downward spiral or maybe an upward spiral of, okay, now I have to go to this event.
It's worth it. It's a ton of fun. I mean, it's you can't do anything else like that really anywhere else. So, if you want to get your Halloween or your Christmas on, whichever holiday you like, or both, I mean, it's just you get to immerse yourself into the holiday. It's so fun.
Absolutely. Well, thank you both. And I hope you all stay cool up there. And yeah, go jump in the pool and,
will.
Immediately.
Yeah.
It's so hot.
6 days, I'm out of here. We'll make it. We'll get out of here.
Be able to join one of them one day. I think that sounds so fun.
You need to. We'll make it happen. Well, hey, take care down in Houston because you guys got it worse than we do with the humidity.
Absolutely. Take care, y'all.
All right. See you later.
See you, Alexa.
All right. Well, we got all kinds of calls coming in. We got 3 on the board on the phone side, but Don, see, we got him just blowing up here. Don's here on the video. So let's get Don in here. Don.
Hey there. Hi there. Ho there.
Hey, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for joining us here live on the video.
Been spending the day packing.
Yes.
Got to work the next 2 days. So got to pack mostly today.
Well, not a bad thing. It'll keep you busy because those last days before a trip are rough, man. You just want to get there.
Yep. I don't want to work tomorrow. Don't want to work the next day. But
I know. I got 5. I got to work 5 days. Let's go.
But also sort of angsting over what I'm going to do for the Rogers the Musical, because the day is complicated.
How's that? Tell us about that.
Well, before we knew how they were going to do it and everything like that, and there was no information out there, we have the 100th anniversary tour planned at 9:30 a.m. The virtual queue goes live at 10:30, so we'll have to be on the tour watching for the virtual queue. I don't know if the virtual queue, it doesn't say anywhere where the virtual queue is available to people who are in Disneyland and not in DCA. So, and then on top of that, of course, with the timings of it, I have a 12:25 lamplighter, but the first show is at 12:30, and the virtual queue so I need to cancel the lamplighter so I don't get hit with the fee if I get into the virtual queue and I get the first show.
Remember when you could just go to a theme park and get have fun with his we're just gonna go to a theme park and ride rides and eat something when we get hungry. I mean,
so it's got all of these things that I'm just like, what,
Holy cow. That's a lot to think about.
Yeah. So it's like, and I was looking at, well, can I shift the tour to the day before? But the people I'm going on the tour with don't arrive until that day in the morning, so we'd have to shift it to an afternoon tour. But we have a meal at the Wine Country Trattoria, so we can get the get the tickets for the World of Color.
Yeah. Oh my god!
So it's like that doesn't work.
Wow. See, so you're trying to take advantage of all the advantages that Disneyland Resort gives guests, but
Right.
It's the unknown. It's like the one domino, right? You got to wait to find out, okay, Rogers virtual queue
isn't even available to me.
Yeah. Can I get then when I get it, that'll cause X, that's X, then Y, Z, and then back up to ABC. Yeah, you got a whole set of variables happening, and that's a whole lot of stress. If and it'll probably turn out for the best, but you're right, it's uncertainty, which nobody likes uncertainty.
And I say if you get into Rogers though, you can go to the host stand at the Lamplight and be like, hey, this didn't work out, and they won't charge you. I can't say that with certainty, but I'm really confident that they won't.
My idea was I had at one point thought, if we switched, then we could try the buy our way in thing. I'd get there really early and go try and buy my way into the show. So I'm looking at that going, well, with the cost of the buy-in is way less than the cost of the you buy, the cost of the no show is way less than the cost of the buy-in. So if I'm willing to pay for the buy-in, am I willing to pay for the no show? If I get that,
It's getting way more complicated. I mean, holy God! Now we have parentheses.
Yes,
kinds of factors. Yeah, this is why.
Side note: is that a house phone? Like I don't feel like I've heard a house phone ring in like years.
My wife is a retiree from the phone company, so we get a landline for $7 a month.
That's awesome.
So there's no reason to not have it.
You need to have a Mickey phone on that thing. We're talking about that the last month. If there's not a Mickey phone hanging on that landline, something's wrong with that picture.
Well, the problem is the space doesn't work for that. Anyway, so that's my big stuff, and then we're looking at the other stuff. Like I'm checking out the art bus to try and get to and from the park, since there's a stop right in front of our hotel. So.
I've heard that worked out pretty well.
Those work pretty well.
It's fine.
So that's the big, my big whole like, okay, how can I make this work? Can I make it out? And then we only got the one day. We only got the one day that we'll be there. That'll be, because we're there the 30th, and then it's not Saturday, it's not Sunday. Saturday we're going to Knott's Berry anyway.
Those things tend to work out though, but I hear you. It's the stress up to it, like, because I'm the one who says it's never going to work out. It's never going to work out. But then usually things happen, and things
work out?
happen. They work out. But you're right. You got a lot going on. I mean, worst case, you're probably going to have a great meal at Lamplight. You're going to see that. You're going to see that show because you've been talking about it for a couple months at least.
Yeah, so
you got to see that show.
Yeah, we got to see it. At the very least, we're going to go hang out and see some of we know that all of the Disneyland influencers are going to be there.
Which you are. I consider you one.
Nah.
You got the ears on right now. Come on. You're
my how old are these? These are 25, 27-year-old ears now.
That means you're a vintage influencer.
I'm just vintage all around. So anyway, so that's our big stuff, and I've doing all the packing with the electronics. I have multiple electronics bags because I have my work bag, I have my personal bag, I have my small computer bag, I've got my my extra set of stuff. So I've got like chargers and batteries and everything. Go through them, get the selection I want for the trip. So trying to decide how many of them I actually want to take, because I've got for the 10,000 milliamp, a couple of the 20,000 milliamp. Yeah.
I have a 20,000. That sucker weighs a ton.
So it's like I really don't want to carry that around.
No, it's too big.
Yeah. So that's my weekend of planning and stressing over, what do I do next? How do I do this? The bag's nearly packed. There's stuff I still have to, can't pack until day of, start printing out things that I want to have hard copies of.
Look at you. Lines and printouts. You are retro.
Got my laser printer there. Got my scanner back there.
I love it. You're a good man to know in a blackout or something.
I'm going to print everything else, but I have electronic copies on my phone, on my Kindle, on my
Commodore 64.
Yeah, there you go.
And it's known as SX64. If you know what that is, you're my kind of person, because I had one of those back in the
day. Anyway, so that's it for me. So it's we've got our other things that we've got the four other things we're going to do besides the lamplighter potentially. So we've got the Blue Bayou, we've got the Wine Country, we've got an Oga's on Friday, but we can hold on to that until we figure out when our timing is, if we get it. And then Goofy's on Sunday. So
you're gonna have fun. Yeah, dude, you're gonna be fine. We're
gonna have a good time nonetheless. But
totally.
We're really excited to do the 100th anniversary tour. So
that'd be really cool. We'll have to hear about that for sure.
Yeah, because we won't have a show here for a couple weeks because we'll be obviously out. But when we get back, we'll have plenty to talk about. So you have to give us a holler and let us know how it goes.
Yep. Okie doke.
All right. Well, hey, have the best time. We'll cross our fingers and toes for you, brother.
Talk to you later.
Enjoy Mr. Rogers the musical.
Mr. Rogers,
Hey, I mean, I have this fanfic in my head going on about Mr. Rogers, Battle of New York.
I hope it's a wonderful day in the neighborhood.
Yeah, going around, calming all the Shatari.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
They're sitting down having a chat.
Oh, that's wild.
All right, we'll see you, Don.
Have a great one.
Bye.
Talk to you later. All right, let's get Shaggy in here. Shaggy's going to join us on the video as well from out east. I believe he's out in Virginia, out by DC. Shaggy, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm near DC, it's about 15-20 minutes, a little bit to the east of me. So we're talking about packing and what things you take and all that.
Yep.
As I've gotten older, I've tried to keep myself a little bit lighter. Being the tech nerd that I am as well, I used to bring a DSLR with me all the time, and the full gear, the full pack out. But the older I get, as much as I love being the photography nerd, it's so much weight, and phones have gotten so good now that the last year was the first trip that I took that I only brought my phone, and I feel like I didn't really miss I was taking any pictures. But yeah, definitely the battery packs. I like these ones that have you can plug in 2 different devices at once.
Yes.
So that way, if you have like a family and all that, you can share. You got to have your Magic Band, and if now with the Magic Band Plus, you got to make sure you bring your little charger thing with you too, because that sucks. You get there and you have to spend more money and all that.
Oh yeah,
another thing you got to add to the travel bag.
Yeah, my wife saw the chargers because we have 4 new Magic Bands sitting on the counter, so I don't leave them behind. And she said, "What are these 4 things?" I'm like, "You got to charge your Magic Bands now." Yep. She's like, "What?" I was like, "I know, it's fine. It'll be fine. I'll throw my backpack. I promise."
I bring a audio recorder because again, I'm an audio nerd and I love just recording stuff just for my own pleasure to listen to. Okay. I mean, I've got recordings of illuminations from several different things, candlelight processional, just all sorts of things that I keep stashed in my own library so that I can listen to when I'm not there. So, I make sure I bring, all my SD cards and extra batteries, rechargeables, and all that sort of thing. So, you've got all that stuff and you're not buying more things when you get there.
I love the audio recorder because I used to do that when we'd be at the pool or something, and I love I did this with Old Key West, Mike, where I love a background loop, but I want to not just sit there and track all the songs, So I'm out there swimming and I just put it right next to a speaker and I would just record the whole loop, come back home and try to recreate it. So I love that audio idea.
This one will do surround sound too, which is
nice.
kind of cool. So you can get all 4 directions. So I saw somebody in the chat mention the neck fan things. I particularly don't like them because it's just another bigger thing and another battery thing to carry around. The cool towels that they sell, where you just take them, put them in water, wrap them around your neck. I'm real susceptible to heat stroke. I have a heart condition, so I bring one of those with me, and that Florida weather it saves me. I'm so much more comfortable just wrapping one of those around my neck. Even when it's 90 plus. I'm hardly feeling it, at that point.
Agreed.
But yeah, I try to I have a sling backpack. Every year I try to alter it, see how I can make it lighter. Because if you're carrying 10 pounds of stuff around Disney World, for 10, 12 hours, it's like carrying around a small child.
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, it's like a newborn. I mean, it's more than a newborn. Yeah, and I've actually gone away from even carrying a backpack if at all possible. Especially with park hopping, I'll just I mean, I've even gone to I try not to wear cargo shorts, but I do sometimes. I mean, if my wife gets on me sometimes. I'd wear them every day if she didn't give me a hard time about cargo shorts. I'd love them. But there used to be the hack, right? Because you would like load your cargo shorts up and still go through like without being searched. You know what I'm saying? It was like you're wearing like a backpack.
Oh, yeah.
You just need to tighten that belt a little extra when you got all that weight on the bottom.
You can just go right through it. They didn't, search your shorts. But yeah, it's one of those things where it is the backpack just, it wears on you like in the afternoon if you're staying all day. It just gets at you.
And don't be afraid of the fanny pack. Don't say what everyone says. If it works for you, you go for it, and
sure.
Who cares?
they don't call they're trendy again, but they're not called fanny packs now. They're called what are they calling them now? Because all the girls are wearing them. They're I forget what they're calling them, but all the girls.
It's everybody. I think everybody wears them. So
body bags or something.
Yeah.
Not body bags. They're not body bags. Those you put somebody that died in. I forget what they're called. Sling bags or something. I think they call them now.
You were talking about the Commodore 64. I actually got a couple around the corner.
I have one in the other room, but it's not hooked up. But I need to hook it. I used to run a BBS.
Yeah, I grew up with all that stuff. So
Yeah,
Commodore VIC-20 was my first.
Nice.
When I was 8 years old.
Ran a BBS for 9 years.
Nice.
Well, that's how it all started.
Well, enjoy everyone. Enjoy your trip. I hope everyone has a safe travel, and I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right, Shaggy,
thanks for the tips. Appreciate those.
All right, sure.
We appreciate
No worries.
it, Shaggy. Thanks. You take care. All right, see you later. All right, bye-bye. Shaggy right there. I mean, he's got some good tips and the best audio too. Love that. All right, we got a call. We actually got 2 calls coming in here, and they've been trying to get in while Shaggy was on. 3 calls coming in. All right, we have our first call. Hey, who's joining us?
Paul from New Jersey.
Hey, you heard New Jersey? Didn't get your name.
Paul West.
Paul. Hey,
it's our guy, the draft guy.
It's yeah.
Hey,
It's
Mike. Hey, Scott. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Belt bags. They're
Good.
called.
I don't
by the
want
way.
to. I know you got a lot of callers tonight for the cruise, and unfortunately, I'm not on it, so I don't want to take up too much time. But I want to wish you guys the best time, all of you. And you were talking not too long ago about the cruise being a new start, a new experience. Everyone, every time you go out, and one of my favorite things to do is to just sit on the back of the ship and look at the wake, because it's all the garbage I'm leaving behind, and looking forward to that new start that you guys were talking about when you were talking about the cruise a couple weeks back.
That was deep. You got to give us like some kind of like sound alert or something if you're gonna lay something that deep on us right here on a Sunday night. That was good.
That was good. Unexpected, but good.
Like I said, you guys are gonna have a great time. I love the shirt, Scott. I think it's great.
Thanks. Got to get that Captain Mickey represented. 5 more days, so I'm heading down.
One thing I want to talk about the two of you, because I think it would make a great pro-con show eventually. I don't think you guys ever did it. Was I picked up on the fact that, Mike, you talked about you live out of a suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
And Scott, I'm like you. I like to spread out in the room and just feel like it's my new home. And I feel like you guys are right, polar opposites of that in terms of how you like to enjoy vacation.
We are. Because I'm paranoid I'm going to leave something behind in a drawer. So I just don't put anything in a drawer at all. I will hang. So here's my exception. Because every day I run, every morning, right? When I'm on vacation, I'll run and my clothes get sweaty when I come back in. And I do hang up my shirts and my shorts and stuff so they're on hangers so they can dry so that they're not so wet when I put them back in my suitcase. But I leave them where I can see them. I do not put anything where I can't see it because I am paranoid. In Chicago, just yesterday, I left my stuff hanging in the bathroom on the hook and I almost left it behind. Mallory went and grabbed it. I'm like, oh my gosh, it was my favorite Mizzou shirt. So there you go. I'm paranoid about that stuff. That's just my personality. Like I have it there.
I did leave swimsuits at I think I told the story before at Disney's Grand California, and it was funny because they're 3 hours behind me, and I get a call at like 11:30 at night. I'm like, what is this? Like I'm almost ready for bed, and it's just the hotel saying, "Did you leave some swimsuits behind?" And sure enough, I was like, oh yeah, I think we did. And they shipped them for me, which was really nice. So like if you leave something behind at a Disney hotel, sometimes you can get lucky, right? And they'll ship it back to you.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that's good. Still on chances.
Yeah, my wife's like that. My wife will look out of the suitcase, but I like to spread out a little bit. But it doesn't mean the paranoia doesn't set in. It's like a military operation when I'm moving out because I got to go from the farthest corner of the room and eyeball everything twice to make sure I didn't leave something behind. I'm right with you.
All those drawers got to get open 2 or 3 times, right?
We do that, and we don't even put stuff in them. We find the Bible, we find, everything. And we didn't even put do we find stuff people left 3 trips ago? Like the Jones family that stayed in May, we find their stuff, you know, like I don't even know. We are wild. And here's the other thing. My wife's not listening. I don't think she's even upstairs. Here's the thing. Before we leave home, like she cannot leave home. Like it takes us forever to leave home. She's always worried she's going to forget something. And my famous saying is always, we're going to Orlando. They have Walgreens, they have Walmart, they have Target. You know, like, okay, on a cruise, you can't pull over and go get something. I give you that. But they also have stores. You know, they have Tylenol, they have Tums, they have stuff. Like, she's always worried that we're not going to have stuff. Like, worst case, you can get in a car in 5 minutes. You can get anything we have in Florissant that we forgot. Like, it's a whole thing. Like,
or you can Amazon Prime it.
100%.
Like,
you know, and
I say that all the time too, Mike.
I'm just like, dude, I know we could be forgetting something, but let's go. Like, we're not going to, like, you know, Antarctica. Orlando has everything, probably more than we have here. So let's go. That's just me, though.
No, we got it. It's just human nature sometimes too. I wanted to compliment you, Mike, on the on episode 2301 for your joke about Scott. You said when I called it the draft guy, right? That episode for anybody, the two of you, you know, Ricky, Pam, if you ever have a caller draft show, something like that, sleeper table services is a must listen, right? Because if you've got to be ready with those things when you're deep into the draft and you want to come out ahead, that was a fantastic show. I love that show.
We have fun doing those things. I mean, it's kind of one of those things we just like to, it makes you think. And when Scott and I do those kind of shows, those draft shows, we honestly do them off the top of our heads. Like, we get together right then and we say, okay, what 3 categories do you want to go with? And I think it makes the show more authentic when we don't say like a day ahead of time, like, here's what we're going to draft. We intentionally do that because it really does put us on the spot, and it makes us make some bad picks every once in a while, which I think makes it better too.
I've made some of the worst picks of my life because of that. I left out the top of the world lounge in my lounge, my all-time favorite lounge. I left out in the lounge draft. So yeah,
well,
lots of pressure.
It's pressure. You're on the clock. You got to make a pick, right? You don't have resource materials. It's your knowledge, and
I don't got my scouts with me, so.
Scott, I gotta pick not so much now. I mean, we could do it on another show or whatever. I gotta pick your brain. I think you were recently to Mackinac Island, right? And my wife is Jones in the go, and I'm gonna have to get her there.
Oh yeah, definitely got to get out there to Mackinac. I know it's not Disney related, but yeah, happy to chat with you anytime on that. We try to go a couple times a year. Actually, it's like, I mean, I would almost argue say it's my favorite place to go. I mean, I love Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, but this is like right up there. It is just, there's nothing quite like it on Earth, I feel like. So definitely got to go.
Yeah, I want to get, and it makes me think. I was doing some research on it, and it makes me think from the last couple of weeks. One of the shows, Mike, you coined the phrase "black turtleneck fancy," and that's what I think of when I think of Mackinac Island.
Oh, yeah.
When I look at the dress and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
I feel like you got to walk around like this.
That's at the Grand Hotel. I mean, that's where it's mostly. I mean, and that's how I love it. The Grand Hotel is so old school. Where like after 5 p.m. like they have like this a really strict dress code that you have to follow, and they have like live bands throughout the whole hotel, a piano player in one room, an orchestra in another room. It's so old school that I eat that stuff up, man. I just love it.
That is cool. Yeah, no, that's my stuff too.
Oh, and Mike, I was looking at your pictures from this weekend. I hope you had a great trip, but Riley was not 3 seconds. That was fine. Just play on.
Nope. She parked in the lane. I said, "Big girls." I was the opposing coach. Big girls parked in the lane. Get her out of the lane, because she was just because we were, it's kind of lucky we had like that was the practice gym that they practice in. So we were just throwing the tennis ball all over the gym, and that dog was chasing the ball until that dog could not walk another step. She just parked right there in the lane and was not moving while we all shot baskets. So that was she was not going anywhere. So yeah, we had a blast. It was good seeing Paige for a good 36 hours or so. And then we'd see her. She's going on the cruise with us, so it'll be good to spend a little time with her because we don't get to see her very much.
But hey,
it's fantastic. Guys, I'm going to look again. I'll keep in touch and see if the day I get in, if you guys aren't left yet, I'll shoot over to Grand Floridian just to say hello. If we miss each other, hey, maybe in a future, we all love Old Key West. Maybe in a future Old Key West show, we'll meet up and hang out. But have a great trip.
Yeah. And hey, Paul, we'll be at the Magic Kingdom that day too. So I think I know the day you come in. We'll be at the Magic Kingdom. That's the day we're leaving. So if you hop over there, or maybe see us at the Grand, that'd be awesome.
So I'm right there. I can walk over.
Yep.
Awesome.
We'd love to see you, man. I'm serious
me too.
about
I'd love
highlights
to
of
see
my
you guys.
trip.
I'll keep in touch that day, and we'll see if we can connect.
All righty. Well, hey, thanks. Good talking to you, and safe travels down yourself, and hopefully we'll cross paths.
You too. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thanks,
See you.
Walt.
Thanks for the call. All right. Let's make that does not buzz. Okay, we got 3 on 2. Okay, and we have our next caller. They've been trying to get in here for quite a while. Hey, who's joining us?
Hey, this is Michael in Utah.
Hey, Michael. Hey, sorry about the phones that Shaggy was on, and it was all kind of jumbled up there. So thanks for hanging in there and giving us a holler. What's going on?
Oh, you bet. I've been wanting to call in for a long time, but it usually doesn't work.
Well, we tried. We got it working now. Sorry about that. We do the best we can with what we got.
Yeah, our challenge is I had to pack for the cruise a month ago because I'm actually calling from Spokane, Washington, because we're up here helping my father-in-law pack up everything and so he can sell this place.
Oof. So you're going straight from there down to Orlando and then going over to Port Canaveral?
Yeah, I have a daughter that'll be here in a week, and I keep calling her and saying, "Hey, I forgot this, I forgot that." So
I feel your pain. You never have it all. Like you're always like, one more. It's just right when you're laying in bed, right? That's when it always happens.
Absolutely. Hey, I do have 2 questions for you.
Sure thing.
First time cruisers, and we need to, check out of our hotel by 11, and I think we're going to get to the port maybe as much as an hour before our actual check-in time there. Is there places to hang out and just wait for our time?
So Scott,
we're going to be Ubering over.
So what you're going to see, I mean, Scott can chime in on this. So Scott, what would you say? I'll let Scott take this because we've all kind of been there. It's a little bit different now, port arrival times than it used to be.
So they've changed it recently. So I learned this kind of the hard way last year. Because I booked a cruise like literally like 3 or 4 days before the sailing date. And so I got one of the worst port arrival times. And I was like, let's just get down there a little early. They'll let us in. That's kind of how they used to do things. And I'll tell you, Michael, they were very strict with my port arrival time. They're like, well, you still have an hour before your port arrival time. And that was back then when they did the COVID testing and all that. So I kind of sweet talked them like, well, I didn't know like how long your COVID test takes and all that. So I just want to prepare myself to give myself enough time. And they let me in. But I did kind of have to sweet talk them a little bit. So I know they're a lot more strict now with following those port arrival times.
Is there any place around there just to hang out for an hour? Or?
What I would do here's the thing is if you're looking for something to do for an hour, so Port Canaveral is right on, I think it's A1A. It's right by Cocoa Beach. And so what I might do is just go down to, you can go 10 minutes down the road and be like at Ron John's or like, there's a Cocoa Beach Surf Company. There's all kinds of those little like touristy little places. They're literally 10 minutes down from the port where you're going to get on. Go down there, have your Uber take you down there. And there's going to be plenty of Ubers to catch from there back to the port, which would be another like $5, $7, $10. And just walk around in there and enjoy yourself. And just because it's a fun place just to walk around and enjoy. I love that.
The concern there, though, could be all that luggage, right? If you have a lot of luggage, that could be tough.
I didn't think about your luggage. Yeah, I didn't think about the luggage. I love that surf shop. Yeah, I'm trying to think. What would you do with luggage? Because they won't let you in.
I mean, that's the thing. So, I mean, it doesn't hurt to try, right? I mean, you can just go up there and see. Like, if you already got the Uber and that's the time you're going, then I would just kind of head up there and just talk to them. And the worst case scenario, they turn you around, and then that's where we got to come up with plan B, like you're asking right here, though, where do you go?
I mean, I can't imagine that they would make you like, I mean.
They might just make you hang. What they might just do is have you hang out in the area of the port until your time is called.
Typically what they make you do is hang out in the garage, which is covered. I mean, it's not like plush, but I've
not the worst place.
I've actually hung out in the garage before for like a half hour or so. Yeah.
Okay.
The late checkout idea that Becca has in the chat is good too. Like, maybe take a later checkout, take a slower morning, so that you can take that Uber. Yeah.
Even if you don't have a late checkout, just hang out at the resort after your checkout. Just chill out in the lobby or, grab breakfast. Yeah.
Well, we'll be off site, but might be able to do something like that.
Yeah.
Second question is, So I think I pretty well understand evening dining, but how do breakfast and lunch work? Just drop into place, or how does that work?
You actually have options. Scott can talk about that because Scott does it actually a little bit different than my family usually.
Yeah. So I don't know 100% no Wish, but it's going to be very similar to the other class. Mike knows I've been trying to stay as spoiler free as possible on the Wish. So I don't know all the names of these restaurants, but there will be like a buffet area that you can go. And that's like, that's one of the more popular places, right? Because you can just go up there, get your food. It's easy to find a table. And I like to do this option too, especially for breakfast. That's really nice. But the cool thing is, at least like usually like 2 of those restaurants that you do the dining in, they're open for table service. So you can just walk right up. Like you don't need a reservation or anything. You just walk up to the host stand and be like, yep, I want to have breakfast here. And they'll just ask for your party size. They'll ask for your stateroom number. And that doesn't, it's not like they charge you or anything. They just like to know your stateroom. Like maybe your serving team is in there. So they might want to have your serving team serve you there too. Cause sometimes they'll be, depending on where your serving team is, they might not be in that restaurant. So you might get someone else that's friendly as well. But what I really like to do is go down there for lunch and do that. I love having a table service lunch in the restaurants. Just slows down the pace, especially like on a sea day or a day where I'm just going to stay on the ship. You know, it's going to be a long day on that ship, you know, so I want to like spread some activities around. So I like to just have like a nice meal in one of the restaurants at lunch. And it's the same process. Walk up to the host stand, say, yeah, we'd like to get a table. And they just take your stateroom number and they seat you. It's a cool thing.
Can I throw in one more question?
Absolutely. Sure thing. We can't wait to see you.
I know you haven't been on the ship yet, but do you know what the fitness options are? Is there a workout room or?
Yeah. So I haven't been on the Wish yet, but Pam has multiple times, and they're at least as nice as the Dream and the Fantasy. I will be in there every morning, so I'm gonna be running on the treadmill every morning, because the one thing the Wish does not have is a track that goes all the way around it, because there's steps. The track on the other 4 ships, deck 4 goes all the way around, like as a fitness track. But it does have a track that goes all the way around, but it goes on 2 decks. So you got to go like on a halfway around. There's this flight of stairs. And so it's not real conducive to running. So I'm going to be on the treadmill every morning. But yeah, the fitness centers are really nice. You go up through the spa, actually, which I believe it should be forward on the ship, up around deck 11 or 12. Just look for the Census Spa. Just ask for the spa. And you go through there, and you don't have to have like a spa pass to take advantage of that. Just say you want to go to the fitness center, and they'll let you go. But they're sweet. They're pretty nice, and they're rather large for.
Yeah, fitness centers are awesome on the ship. Yeah, they're really great.
They're pretty unbelievable considering they're on a cruise ship.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I figure I better work out a little bit.
Yeah.
All I'm probably gonna eat.
That's what I'm doing. I know. I try to I try to like I don't know, like what do they call them, like carbon offsets or whatever, like if you're buying carbon offsets or whatever for burning gas or something. That's what I'm doing.
And Michael, I didn't even mention this either, like there's like throughout the whole day, like there's just food options too, like they could just go. I mean,
he's like he was going to run 4 miles, now he's going to run 6.
I know he was talking about burning off some of that calories, and here I am trying to give him more food, but I mean, because Mike and I are famous for like our late night pizza runs. We'll do we've been there because they like would close down like this little divider. Me and Mike's and our hands have been across that divider last second trying to get the last slice.
We've almost lost digits trying to get the last piece of pizza at night. Totally. Yeah. It's worth it though. We've almost done it.
And that's kind of where we hang out at night. So like at the end of the night, like
we're always back there.
Yeah, we'll have a whiteboard on our stateroom with like activities that we're doing throughout the cruise. And we're going to have there's going to be pizza nights or ice cream nights where we're going to just hang out and meet up on deck, just chat, enjoy the ocean breeze. That's like some of the highlights for me actually when we're cruising.
Man, I can't wait. Oh, it's so good.
Well, I'm really excited to meet both of you. I've been listening since about episode 700, I believe.
That's a lot of episodes you've listened to.
Great.
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to meet you. And it's going to be cool because my daughter, she wants to visit Utah. She's wants to get out that way because she's never been out west except for that quick little trip to Disneyland we made. So she'll be probably quizzing you about what it's like out there. And it'll just be fun to get to meet some new friends. So I can't wait to see you. So safe travels out there and wrap up all the stuff you got out west and get safe down to Florida.
Yeah, we'll see you soon, Michael.
Okay.
We'll see you. I can't wait. 1 week.
That's awesome.
Talk to you later.
That's something I'm looking forward to because there's so many, like we've done so many of these cruises, Mike, and for the last couple, like we've kind of like all know each other because we've done multiple cruises together. We've done lots of Run Disney races with this group, and you told me some of the people that were coming. And I was like, oh, I never met them. I don't know who they are. A lot of our regulars aren't even on this cruise, so it's a chance to meet new people. So it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, we have so many new folks going on this cruise, which is so exciting. I mean, it's a shame we're missing some of our kind of regulars that have been on the first 5, but opportunity to meet new friends is gonna be so exciting. This, oh man, I can't wait. New ship, new friends, and yeah, can't wait. Real quick, because again, we haven't, neither one of us have been on the ship. We've been trying to stay spoiler free, but Kevin says the Wish Fitness Center is large and impressive for a cruise ship. Lots of cardio and weight equipment. I like to hear that because I do want to get in there and get some miles on the treadmills.
Yeah. And then Becca asked how much time to budget for a table service breakfast. I mean, what's weird about that is like you don't pay, so like, you order your food and, so I'm thinking on the other ships too. So I don't know how they would necessarily work on the Wish, but like one of them was still kind of buffet-ish where you kind of went up there, but it was still kind of table service technically. But like when you're done, you're just done, you just go. So I'd say like 30 to 45 minutes is pretty good time.
I feel like check, please. No, just dine and dash. I mean,
it feels weird though, doesn't it? Especially like I feel the same way at dinner, right? You wrap up your dinner, you say, "Hey" to your servers,
like
on night 1 or night 2, and like
you always like, "See you tomorrow night."
See you tomorrow. Sorry, I'm not leaving my credit card.
Exactly. See, unless you buy a drink or something. Then yeah, settle up. All right. Next call. We have somebody else on the phone lines. We got Alfred hanging in the wings, but who's joining us from the 603 tonight?
Hey, Mike and Scotty G. It's Brendan from New Hampshire. How are you?
Hey, what's going on? Long time no talk.
Yeah, it's been a little while. So, quick question for you. How long is too long to keep wearing the 50th merch and carrying around the 50th backpack when you go to the parks?
It's considered retro at this point, I think. Don't you think?
I don't think there's anything wrong. I'm going to keep wearing that hat. Because Brandon, we got the hat. I'm going to keep wearing that hat forever.
I know he still rocks the hat.
He does proudly. No, I say do your thing. I mean, if you want to wear the Pink Castle 25th stuff, go rock it. I mean, that's actually that stuff, man. If you wear that, you are like you're hip. You're the bee's knees.
Yeah, that's the OG though, Mike.
Yeah, exactly. I know. So we got to wait 25 years, then you're the bee's knees with that stuff, I guess. I don't know. I say do what you want, but yeah, I have no problem with that stuff.
Agreed.
I mean, because the 100th, here's the deal, like the 100th anniversary stuff, I don't think is that, how am I going to say this without being negative? Like those big 100s that they're putting everywhere, they're not that exciting. They're just like silver 100s. They're kind of they're not even a cool font. It's just me. Like, Disney's like all about cool looking stuff. And those I think they could have made them look a little.
It doesn't
cool.
pop enough for me.
No, it's just like a 100. Like, come on. You didn't try too hard on that, I think. Like, I get it. I don't know. Maybe I like the gaudy, like, stuff that looks like a Mickey hand. This just looks like it's 100. Okay.
And I thought the 50 was cool. The way they did the 5, like it almost looked like there was like a mouse ear that was kind of part of it. Like, I don't know. I feel like they could have done that with 100. They could put some mouse ears even on it or something.
It's 100. Exactly. Just there's 100 and it's
100%.
silver. Yeah, exactly. That's just me though. I don't know.
All right. So Mike, on your last show, you mentioned the big discounts that they were running for the Christmas season. And when you did your June Christmas special thing there, I thought that was fantastic. By the way, I just wanted to throw it out there. And this is a question in rebuttal. We had booked ours December of last year for this coming December trip, 2nd through the 9th. When they dropped that deal, we saved $1,510 going to Animal Kingdom Lodge for a 6-night stay. What have you seen for numbers for other people?
It's all over the place, right? If you're at a deluxe, you're going to obviously see those kind of savings. And especially at a place like an Animal Kingdom Lodge where there's a lot of availability because they have a lot of rooms. So it's all based on how many rooms they need to move for certain dates. And so, if you're like looking at the Polynesian, you're not going to probably see it because that's still a very popular Wilderness Lodge is a great example in December. You may get a discount, but you probably won't because Wilderness Lodge at Christmas time is already extremely popular. So they are not having trouble selling those rooms. So they don't have to discount them. However, Animal Kingdom Lodge, a little bit more of a challenge. Still great, but I mean, people don't think about make the connection. Will the Animal Kingdom Lodge Christmas? But you know, they want the rooms full, and people just, you know, travels down at Walt Disney World. I mean, let's you know, for the resorts, it's just it's not as strong as it was, and they're just, but it's going up. I mean, the thing is, as soon as they announced that Jollywood Nights and this Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and this holiday season, I'm telling you what, there was a huge surge in bookings. I mean, we saw it. I mean, Disney moved the needle with those announcements over the past couple weeks.
Don't even get me started with that Jollywood Nights thing there. The Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog
It
show.
worked.
Come on now.
Dude, my email blew up. I'm just saying, like, there was, and the thing was, I mean, this, you know, I don't have numbers or anything, but I'm telling you, people, there was a lot of interest with people like, can you get me some numbers? Because I mean, there's a big difference with the travel agent. Like, can you run me some numbers? And people are like, okay, I'm putting the deposit down, right? But I got a lot of, oh man, that looks cool. Can you give me some numbers? Check availability. And that, but a lot of people did follow through and book, because this is what people were looking for. And so it did, I think it did what Disney wanted it to do. It got people.
Yeah, and they can't miss on that now. The pressure's on.
I don't think they can miss, as long as it is what it is. It
Right.
sounds amazing. We'll see.
And especially for 10 nights. I mean, come on, compared to the Christmas party at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, 25. Yeah.
Mm.
It's very exclusive. Yeah. That first night's going to be wild. People on social media watching that. Because
It's going to rain. I'm just saying it right now.
It will rain. It totally will rain.
I'm sorry if anyone's going that first night. It's going to rain.
That's how it works. It'll be a hurricane or something. Oh, I shouldn't even say that.
Oh, Mike, I didn't go there.
Yeah, Mike, you went too far on that.
I
one.
did. Hang
A
on.
little too much, man.
I will say that the first time my wife and I went in 2019 to the Very Merry Christmas party, it poured. I mean, torrential downpour, ankle deep water. We were just trying to get food at like 10 o'clock at night, and the only place we could get into was Columbia Harbor House, which we loved. It was fantastic, but I mean, it was torrential downpours. The first and only time we've ever done that Christmas party, and oh my God, it was cursed.
That's what is such a hard thing about buying a hard ticket event like 3 months in advance, right? Because a Magic Your Way ticket for like 7 days, you know, you have multiple chances. Like when you're buying a hard ticket event, you want the weather to be nice because you have like a 5-hour window for that premium price. Like you do not want bad weather. That is one of the things that scares me to death when I buy a hard ticket event. Oh, totally got you.
Yeah, no, that's rough. All right, fellas, I'll let you wrap up the show, but have a good night. It was great talking to you both.
Good.
Always good to talk to you, Brandon. Have a great one.
Yep. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, you too.
All right. And let us get Alfred in here to wrap up the show. Let's add him to the stream. Alfred, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Mike. Hey, Scott. How are you
Alfred.
all?
Doing good. How you?
Doing good. What's up?
Good. Oh, just hanging out. Did a lot of work today here, so now it's time to rest. I have a few questions for you. First, Jollywood Nights. What is the first night that they're having? Or the first few nights?
Can look that up, but I believe it is November.
I want to say it was like your birthday, Mike, like the 27th or something. Am I wrong?
No,
on
I
that?
think I want to say it was around the 10th. Let me look.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I'm
early
making stuff
too.
up now.
What's your second question? I'm looking it up.
Where would the best place be to stay to get if I was to do this in November?
The Jollywood Nights is November 11th to December 20th. 10 nights.
Okay, November 11th. Okay.
And I would
That's
say
the first night. What's the second night in November?
now you got me.
I know.
I don't have the dates. Well, I don't have the dates here. I just pulled up the official site.
Okay. Because you know the first night is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, that'll be the influencer night. And Troy's asking in the chat, you can purchase your tickets if you have an on-site reservation starting on June 29th. Everybody else on July 6th, because he was asking about that in the chat. And if you're going to do this, I mean, obviously, I would probably stay either at an Epcot area resort where you can walk over to the studios, or a Skyliner resort like Caribbean Beach,
like Pop.
Yep, one of those.
Yeah, is
that's
Pop.
What, I mean, that's what I would think.
With what you were saying, is Pop selling out at this point, or like at that time of November?
No, but I will. Well, it is because you got Wine and Dine Race weekend, which is I think the weekend before this, though.
Okay. And at the same time, is Food and Wine still at Epcot?
It is.
Okay. So you have that, and you have Food and Wine.
You got the very tail end of Food and Wine, and then it turns over to Festival of the Holidays after about a week or so.
Okay.
The next one is the 18th. So November 11th, 18th, and 20th are the first three.
Okay, good. I was trying to find it. I can't find it.
I went to Ricky's article because I knew you read the dates last Sunday.
And I'm looking at Disney's official site, and I can't find it.
So this is all based on Ricky's knowledge. Okay.
See? We thank Ricky.
Yeah, I can't find it on Disney's official site.
And so that's good. So June 29th, if you have a resort. Otherwise, it's July
6th.
Okay. And how much is that ticket? Was it $159?
Yeah, this is about right. Yep.
Okay. Next question is,
159 to 179. So
yeah. So 179 is going to be closer to the end.
Yeah, and there could be a DVC or an AP discount too. I don't know. But
okay. Yeah, but they haven't mentioned that yet, I don't think. So, so I'm planning on going again. It's been a long time now. It's been since the 50th. So I decided I went there for Disney World's 50th. Now I'm going for my 50th.
Oh, I like that.
That is cool.
Granted, my birthday's October, but I figured you can celebrate anytime. Disney doesn't stop you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're not checking.
So I'm trying to get the most done when I go. So I thought Jollywood, Food and Wine. And then you said about a week later, the Christmas stuff goes up in Epcot.
Festival of the Holidays starts closer to Thanksgiving at Epcot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's,
all right.
it's
So
like
I won't skip
right
that.
before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Although maybe I'll see that.
I mean, they might have a tree up, like you know how it takes them a little while to. I mean, actually, when they do the park ones, they just usually like an overnight thing. Really, when they do,
Yeah,
those.
I wouldn't be surprised if the trees up, but they wouldn't have like the storytellers and
Exactly.
like candlelight processional stuff like that.
Right. So what I'm thinking is if I could do like the 20th for Jollywood, I'm planning on doing maybe a 2-week span.
You got it then. You got
Yeah.
you got that covered for
Good to
sure.
do it.
Yep.
That sounds nice, actually.
I know, right?
I love being there over Thanksgiving. Like you get that transition into Christmas, like that's when it really like starts happening all over the place at the resorts too. So that's a good call.
Yeah, I've never actually been there for Thanksgiving, so maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, I've been there like 3 or 4 times. I love it. So
wow, that's cool. I know you mentioned something like how do you beat the heat at Disney World?
Mm-hmm.
Here's how I do it. Keep popping in and out of stores.
That's a good tip.
Yeah.
Catch that AC and also table service meal in the middle of the day. That's a good one.
Yeah. And I carry that cool wrap that they make.
Yep.
Country Bear Jamboree over and over again. That's what I do.
But now I'm finding even here in New York, the heat is like the same. My mom says, oh no, the humidity is different in Florida. It's not really much different anymore. And I'm like, today was the first time I really put my air conditioner on because I've been working in the apartment and I got hot. Other than that, I haven't used it. I just sometimes put my fan on.
So here's the difference. It's just as hot here, but I've been outside like 10 minutes today walking the dog. Like when I'm in Florida, I'm outside more than 10 minutes. That's the difference. Like it's not here, just like in Florida, but I am not going to be outside as much when I'm back home.
Right. Yeah. true. So
That's how I feel when it's cold too. I feel like it has the opposite effect because people are like, when I complain about being like 40 or 50 down there, and people are like, well, you're from Michigan, you can handle that. Like, well, I'm not outside all the time.
So, but wait, it's so different down there in the winter if it's cold.
Yeah. Exactly,
Because
you're right.
What is it?
That air,
dry air.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it just
it does
bites you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm down there and it's 60 and I'm cold. I have to wear my jacket now. That's how much I've like, I'll say it, I've accustomed to Florida weather.
Yeah, I think I have Florida blood all of a sudden for visiting so much.
When you get cold down there, it's hard to get back warm.
So I'll eventually move there, but I'm just like, okay, I know I can handle it. I'm not gonna be, oh, I'm too hot, or it's too cold. Yeah. Well, I might say that, but because I say that here and it's 80. Yeah, I've been wearing my jacket when I go out. So it's crazy. But yeah, so I wish I was going on the cruise with you guys.
7. We got 7 coming up after this one, so we'll have to do it again.
Oh, good. And
is that going to be James Bond theme, like 007?
007. BOGP 007.
When are you doing the next one?
I don't know. We'll have to talk about that. We got to get through this one first, and then the Give Kids World event, and then we'll talk about that one. That's
that's the other thing. When is that event again?
September 8th and 9th.
Yes, you got it right this time, Mike. 8th and 9th, yes.
Friday and Saturday.
September 8 and 9.
Yep, okay, we're volunteering on Friday and doing a 6-hour show from the village on Saturday.
Wow, nice. I'm gonna see if I can maybe swing like just those few days.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, and at least I'll get to come and meet you guys. Since
that'd be cool.
Since the only person I met at the 50th was Ricky.
The 50th was crazy. That was insanity because it was kind of still during COVID, and it was just that was insanity.
Yeah, and I still want to meet Pam. You know that.
Pam is she's a
mystery lady.
She is.
Yeah.
I've met her a couple times.
No, but I figure Pam, I get to meet her if at one of the events, like the cruise or.
She's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Yeah, I'm sure. She seems great on the show, so I really want to meet her in person.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right.
We're way past it, so we'll catch you when we get back.
All right. Have a great time. And
all right, we will.
Tell Pam and Ricky I said hello, and just think of me when you're there.
We will. We will. We'll talk to you later, Alfred. Take care.
Take care, Alfred. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
All right, see you later. Bye-bye. All right. Well, that is going to do it for tonight's show, Scott. Lots of calls tonight.
Lots of calls, lots of video calls. It was jam-packed. Like, I know we couldn't get to everyone tonight. It was a popular day.
It was.
It was a good show, though.
We appreciate you taking the time to call in. Lots of great conversation, and that's what these Sunday nights are all about. Now, we are taking a break for a couple weeks because we're going to be out to sea and down at Walt Disney World. We're having some fun ourselves, but please do join us when we get back. We'll, of course, have that on the feed, and we'll continue these right through the fall and have a good time because these things are these are my favorite shows because this is it. This is like real radio. This is like real talk radio. We get to just open the phone lines, talk about what you want to talk about, but do follow us on the social media. Now's the time to follow us because we're going to be posting all kinds of reels on Instagram, pictures, tweets, all that stuff. So at Epscott, great content over there. EPSCOT. Follow Scott. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike. We'll have lots of content. Pam will be on the trip too. She doesn't do as much, but she does some. TMFLT Pam. So give her a follow too.
It's good when Pam posts something. Like it's like an epic thing, like usually. Yeah. So it goes viral when Pam posts.
That's right. I throw everything out there and it's not high quality. Pam's like, man, this is gonna be good.
She's gonna post like this awesome sunrise or something, and it's like, oh man, that's just the best. Yeah,
I know she's selective. I'm just like, whatever. This is my Mickey waffle. This is my 7th Mickey waffle of the cruise.
Here's Scott's beignets with a race medal again. I've seen that photo 15 times.
But they look good. You really do put some effort into those beignet metal pictures.
I do. Like I've tried to learn, man. Like you got to like set it all up, right? I mean, I'm not an influencer by any means, but I try. So
I mean, I think you're pretty good at those.
I feel I should get a kickback on the beignets.
You totally should at least get free beignets for those things.
Exactly.
I go buy them because of the pictures. I'm like, I gotta have those. Anyway, so we are going to jump out of here. Don't forget the Magic for Less sponsors everything we do here on the show. So please support them. Book your next trip with the Magic for Less. Swing by the website, themagicforless.com. Whether you're headed to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney, we'll take great care of you over at themagicforless.com. While we're out at sea, the Amazon affiliate link still works. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our patrons who allow us to put the show out everywhere around the world. It's because of your support. And our patrons get that bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. So come on over patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. All right. One last thing. Everybody who's sailing with us, please safe travels down to Florida, down to MCO, and then safe travels over to Port Canaveral. We'll see you at the port. It's going to be exciting. We're going to be walking through some big Mickey ears right across the gangway and into the atrium of the
gangway.
Oh, isn't it the best? I can't wait. Yeah. And then we're going to we have nothing to worry about but having fun for 4 nights, 4 days, ocean.
But then if you're coming down before or staying after, there's more fun extensions there. Because I always say the worst thing about a cruise is when you had to leave the cruise. So I hope, it might be too late now, but maybe not. So if you haven't, maybe you had a couple extra nights after the sailing. So
we're going to have fun, but we're going to document it all. So even if you're not going, you're going to hear all about it. We're going to have a good time sharing it here on the podcast because we always talk about everybody else's trips. We're going to document this trip. We'll get some audio. I promise we'll bring stuff back for the show. So we're going to actually even try to make some kind of a video to share here on a night where you can do it. We have some ideas. So it'll be worth it. Might not be good, but we'll do what we can. All right. So we're going to get out of here. You guys have a great week. We have a lot of shows coming up this week, so enjoy those. So everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Let me save this.
Speaking of which, what should I do about that? Do you think I should put that on the whiteboard? Be like, share your videos and photos and like put my email address or something? Or I don't know if I want everyone on the ship to do that though. I'll have to figure out a way to do that.
We just want like little snippets.
Yeah.
Live show.
I have an idea. I'll tell you it later.
Save this for me. Hey, Fulton, we didn't hang on. Let me get Fulton in here real quick. I just got to tell him. Fulton, we didn't get to you because we got to get running.
That's okay, Mike. Yesterday was my girlfriend's 24th birthday.
Oh man, happy birthday!
So we took her to her first concert. You know what concert that was? The cover band.
No, what concert?
It was the Flying Toasters.
Okay, I've heard somebody mention the Flying Toasters, but I'm not hip enough to know who that is.
They're like a cover band. They do like 80s music, country music, rock music.
I think I'd like them.
Yeah. Yep. They're coming to town. So
cool. Well, hey, I got to run because I got to edit this stuff and I got to get out and
if I don't see you guys, have a good, safe 4th of July.
Thank you. You too.
Yes. Be careful with the fireworks. Because I know Indiana probably has as many as we have in Missouri. We have fireworks stands.
Yeah, we just got a big storm today, so there was a big tornado today.
Well, be careful. All right, Fulton, it's good talking to you, brother.
So, yeah.
Take care.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you.
Hey, yeah. Sounds good. Bye.
All right. Oh, man, I got to sneeze.
Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to go have some dinner. I think the girls have had it for like 30 minutes. So.
I know. I'm in trouble. Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow night.
All right, see you. Bye.
See you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.